What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Most Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, man?
Man, don't get in here and get all quiet on me now, man. Now you want to be shy? Now you want to be all, oh, I can't talk loud. I'm Eric. Nah, bro. You're Deke, bro.
What do you mean, man?
So for the people that are just listening to the podcast, they're not getting the video, just know that we are at Rorick Honda, man. It's a dope car dealership, man. And yeah, man, posted up in here in the lobby, and Deke is trying to act like he's shy all of a sudden. Like, Deke, you are not a shy guy.
Shy or just
you are
too
far from
cool.
shy. You know what? You're overcooling it. That's what it is, man.
Dude, I am shy.
You're not shy at all, bro.
I swear to God, man.
You're not shy. When have you been shy?
I had to grow out of it, man. I had to say, hey, this is something I want to change about myself. I gotta put myself out there. But like deep down, I'm just a shy kid, man.
If you say so, bro. If you say so. Well, you should be shy after your last podcast, man. The way you was talking that nonsense. Well, actually, 2 podcasts ago, that nonsense you was kicking out. But it's all good because
not nonsense. And
clearly it was nonsense because the way you talked about that Bills team.
Nah, bro. And here's the thing. People didn't want to let it go on Instagram. I saw more comments. People coming out of nowhere. Oh, you know, this didn't age well. This and that.
It didn't.
Listen,
you was talking crazy.
Listen, there's still things I said there that I stand by.
Like what?
They're not doing any big winning. I'm telling you, right?
They have 10 wins.
They're not doing any big winning. They're losing.
What does
they're gonna
big
lose
winning mean?
First round of playoffs.
What does
Guaranteed.
big winning mean?
They're losing first round of playoffs, guaranteed.
And what are the Steelers going to do?
Listen, dude. There's different things going on with each team.
Oh boy!
I mentioned it. Listen, dude. We are a mess right now, and we're still plugging along.
Whatever you say, bro.
This is supposedly like their best team of all time. And
No, they're not saying that. That's not what they're saying.
In a while.
That's not what they're saying. They were just in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that team was trash.
They were just in the playoffs 2 years ago.
That team was trash.
Over the last 3 years, they have more playoff appearances than we do. That's all I'm saying.
Wait,
the past 3 years?
No.
This year, we're not in the playoffs right now. Last year, we didn't make the playoffs.
This year's not over yet, though.
Okay. So as of right now, they do have 2, like guaranteed, they've been in the playoffs 2 times out of the past 3 years. We're sitting at 1-0, and hopefully we get this one here.
What teams did they put out that had legitimate shots to win the Super Bowl?
It's the NFL.
Dude, come on.
It's the NFL, bro.
We actually had Super Bowl aspirations.
We say that, but what happened to the aspirations last year?
Stuff happens on a game-by-game basis.
You're making excuses, bro.
I'm not making excuses.
All I'm saying is you should stop disrespecting team. Well, this is what I really want to hear. Because if you disrespect this 10-win Bills team like that, what do you have to say about this Jets team? Let's say this 5-9 Jets team, it should be 100-0, according to you.
Dude, like I said, it's different things going on.
This should be 100-0.
That was Sunday Night Football. That was a lot of people on the Bills hype, and I'm just trying to knock them back down to earth. Like, listen, you ain't all that. Everyone knows.
Did it work?
Everyone knows the Jets
did it work?
Trash.
Did it work? Yes or no?
Listen,
did it work?
I was wrong on that game, and I
very wrong.
I was wrong on that game,
right.
And that was more. I think it was more of what we did as opposed to them.
You can say whatever
I did tell you they outplayed us.
All I'm saying is for this Jets game, if you feel that way about a 10-win Bills team,
they're already trash. Like everyone knows they're trash. So like, so there's no reason for me to be giving out any new information here.
So we should blow them out. Then is what you're telling me, because they're trash. And if we don't blow out a trash team, what does that make us? This is your words. Your words. So if they're trash, which you just said they were, and we don't blow them out, what does that make us?
They have a good rush defense. They have actually a pretty decent defense. I'll say that. They were pretty decent defense.
So they're pretty decent defense, but the Bills defense, which was a top 3 defense.
I said their defense was good.
No, you still would disrespect them. It's all good. Keep going. You said Duck was going to outplay all of them. I got you. But keep going, bro. So with this Jets team that you have already said is trash.
Yes.
What are we expecting to see, man?
In this game?
Yeah.
Like what do the Steelers need to do?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I know you do your keys to the game.
I want to hear Deke's keys to this blowout win that the Steelers should have on Sunday.
Well, listen, dude. Connor looked pretty good last week. Mm-hmm. And like I said, their rush defense is their strongest point of their defense. I seen Fitzpatrick sling it on him a little bit a couple games ago. I was watching that. And obviously, I watched the Ravens-Jets game. I just kind of tossed that out because That's just a completely different offense that you have to face. And Lamar was running on them. It wasn't necessarily.
Well, the teams that they've struggled against are the ones that have running quarterbacks. That's why the Bills were able to have success. That's why the Dolphins were able to have success. Obviously, the Ravens as well. Those are the teams that really can eat them up.
You actually consider Fitzpatrick that running threat?
Yeah.
I mean, he did show it a little bit.
Well,
in that game.
he's been had the ability to run. He doesn't get the label of running quarterback because he throws. When he gets hot as a passer, he can be elite. And that's the difference. Whereas most of the guys who run the ball at quarterback, they don't typically have that type of heat that can go with it when they're throwing.
I was actually surprised at that game. I guess I didn't realize how fast he could throw the ball. Like, he had a cannon there.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, the rush defense is pretty solid. James Conner looked good last week.
He did. He looked real good.
I think it might be one of those things that the Browns did against us. You don't worry about the yards per carry. And you just commit to it fully, right? Plug it. Yeah, you go along with it because their offense isn't that good, man.
Okay.
It's not that good. You see flashes from Darnold.
Yeah.
He's not there yet. He's like Tannehill down in the Dolphins.
He's still young, man. He's
not there yet. And because right now, I really do want to do my usual self. You know what I want to say?
Go ahead, bro. Just go ahead and say it.
Darnold's a bust. Like,
go ahead. Go down that line, man.
He ain't going to be whatever you think he is.
Don't fall back on it, Deke. Deke, you are you, Deke. Because now it's going to look like that Bills game. It's going to like it humbles you, and I don't want that. I want you to be you.
This is different circumstances.
It's not different circumstances. In fact, there's more pressure on this game right here because it's a team that you view as a trash team, so that means that they should go in there and beat the heck out of this trash team.
Dude, what I'm saying, and I've
the
said
Bills game, it wasn't the same of like, if they lose, it's a Tomlin loss, right? You don't have that lingering over you. If they lose this game, this is considered a Tomlin loss. Let's be real about it.
Yes, but all the factors that played into that Bills game is why I was so gun-ho with the Sunday Night Football. I think we're gonna play up to the hype. I don't think the Bills are. They haven't been in this scenario. It's like that's all in play.
And you said that one person had it factor and the other did not have it.
Actually, I want to give a shout out. There was a dude on our YouTube channel that made a comment. I wrote down your name. I actually apologize because I forget your name right now. I don't know if you saw the comment.
What did he say?
He said it was nice. It was 2-paragraph comment, and he said, "Deke, I think how you have to describe Duck or how we have to look at Duck is not necessarily the it factor. Maybe you could just say
I did. Say
he has a good feel for the game, being an inexperienced quarterback.
Yeah,
as simple as that. Yeah. And I was like, wow." That's all
not
I
your
was.
Style, though,
that's
Deke.
all I was looking for.
No, that wasn't because that's too much of an undersell for you. That's like saying the Bills are a good team, but I feel the Steelers are better. No. That's too much of an undersell. For you want to be like, yo, this team's overrated. They trash. They suck. You see the difference? That's you.
True.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Darnold is looking like trash right now.
This of lately he's been looking like trash, but he's also looked really good at times this season as well.
Yeah. He had that
it's fair to say he's been inconsistent.
Yeah, but even these games that he hasn't been throwing picks, like I was seeing stats whenever I was watching a couple of these Jet games, like they pulled up. Oh, he has 11 touchdowns and 3 picks since that Patriots game or something. But like if you look at his completion percentage and just watch the game, he's still missing passes and doesn't. Yeah,
he's playing like a young quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what we're facing, and we have a really good defense. So
I like we just glazed over what our quarterback is.
Here's the thing.
What's our quarterback? What is he?
All right, I'm getting to that, man, because I mentioned like we might have to just rely on this run.
Okay.
Because there was things that happened last week that we shouldn't do this again. We shouldn't. We shouldn't put someone in this situation. So you said it's a no-go for the 40 pass or 38 pass attempts. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But part of me thinks Duck's going to bounce back.
I do think he will as well.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, their rush defense is really good. That doesn't necessarily mean, all right, abandon the run. Their rush defense is good. Let's go pass heavy.
Right.
It's gonna have to be a balance. Maybe it's just the simple answer there. Okay. Maybe more run than pass, but just balance it out, hoping that Duck learned from his mistakes and he's gonna bounce back. Simple as that. And then our defense overpowers their offense.
Okay, all right. So I think for me, the thing I look at it is this: we've all faced adversity. Anybody in their lives faced adversity. Any athlete that makes to this level, you face some type of adversity. There's guys on the team that's still going to face adversity. and it's all about how you respond to it. When I think of Duck, I think of a dude who he doesn't come off as the type that's so above reproach or above criticism. I think that he's the type that he will watch that tape from last game, understand the throws that he should have made or should not have made, understanding the differences in the fire zone coverages versus the cover threes that teams like to play along with their blitzes and stuff like that. Those are all learning experiences. Now it just happened that he had to learn that tough lesson on prime time, but I think he's the type that learns from that and grows from that. And I think that's why I do feel a lot more optimistic about him this Sunday, because now he's gonna be carrying some stuff where it's like, okay, I thought I could do this at this level, but I can't. I thought I was able to do that, but I can't. I know I can do this.
Well, we were even talking about this earlier when we were recording the film session.
Yeah.
That's not a knock necessarily, because we were talking about quarterbacks that can make that throw that he made for the second pick. And I mentioned
the throw we're talking about is when you're on the far hash and you're throwing the deep out opposite.
And we were naming off names: Big Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. Like, they can all make that throw, and they'll do it sometimes, like you said, in practice, just to show, hey, I can do this. Like,
absolutely,
I got this cannon. And I mentioned, what about Russell Wilson? You said, nah, he wouldn't do that in the game. Like, he's too smart to make that throw. Like, it's a very low percentage throw. So that's not a knock. Like, if Russell Wilson's saying, hey, it's just probably not a worthwhile throw.
Even though initially when I said that, you looked at it like it was a knock. You were looking like, Ben would make that throw. And I'm like, let's talk about this throw. I said, versus that particular coverage.
Deep down, that is
versus that particular coverage, you're going to make that throw and be successful 3 out of 10 times. Is it worth it to say, I got you for 3 times, but you throw 7 picks?
Sometimes,
to me, that's not worth it.
Sometimes it is for the glory.
And see, that's where we differ, because for those 3 games that it did work out, the 7 games that it's not going to work out in, how are we going to be feeling?
Dude, well, that AB, wasn't that Tony toe tap against the Packers?
Well, that's a part of the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not a lot. That's all I'm saying.
It gave me a great memory.
That's cool, man. And I think of the other horror stories from those passes. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
He led the league in interceptions for a reason. Remember that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I have never felt his... Never mind. Actually, I'm going to get into it.
Well, because we already know that you said that Ben is the greatest quarterback all the time. We already had that conversation.
His interceptions have cost us the game, though. They've never been in a... There's one I could think of last year, and that's the Denver game. That's about it.
So Jacksonville Jaguars, 5 picks, then it cost the game.
You just throw that game out the window, though.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Hey, man, we throw it out the window.
What happened after that? What happened after that? We went on a 10-game winning streak.
Hey, whatever you say, bro.
Whatever that was.
Whatever you say, bro. Also, it was interesting. You got it. Just throw it out the window. It's cool.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
If you're going to throw 3, might as well throw 5.
Yeah, whatever, man. We should throw Mason's for pick game out the window, throw Ducks for pick game out the window. Just throw them all out the window, bro. It's all good. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's go.
He's giving us 2 rings, so that's cool.
It's cool. I ain't tripping. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Well, what else?
Funny, bro.
What else you got for this game? And
man, but
touching on Duck.
Yeah, I do think that from a running standpoint, like you said, though, regardless of what they have done against the run statistically, you still have to commit to it. You cannot go into a game with 5 running backs healthy and only run the ball 15 times. That's just malpractice from a coaching standpoint. You can't do it. So I do anticipate them having a more focused effort on running the ball. I do think that it will be a good division of labor in terms of Connor taking the lion's share, but look to see Benny Snell, look to see Jalen Samuels getting some action, because those guys are too talented and have been productive enough to warrant carries. Mm-hmm. And I think that we will see that versus Jets defense that has been banged up. They have a good amount of their guys have been hurt. 18 guys total on their team on injured reserve. That's a ton. That's a third of your roster that's been hurt. So when you think about all that, you definitely have to throw the stats out the window and just say, look, man, we got to commit to this thing, because we can't allow Duck to be exposed to the defense on that type of level again. Like, he can grow into that type of quarterback, but as of right now, you can't. And it's similar to what you saw with Ben early in his career. So those are the things that I think about in terms of offensively how they would want to attack that Jets defense. Now, when we're on defense, I love the matchup because we have the athletes to match up with what they want to do at Le'Veon in terms of allowing him to run the ball and play in space. Devin Bush, Mark Barron, Vince Williams, all 3 of those guys match up. Okay, when we're talking running game, Vince. When we're talking spreading them out, and trying to have him being a receiving threat, you got Devin and Mark Barron for that. So I do like that a lot. And then when you make them one dimensional and they have to throw the ball, their O-line outside of Kelvin Beachum, who's a former teammate, they don't really have the guys that can hold up versus our guys. So when you're talking about Sam Darnold being under duress, you talk about Sam Darnold having to speed up because he's going to have a ton of pressure on him. Those are the games that bode extremely well for us, which is why I think that we're going to do really well in that department. And from an interior lineman standpoint, I mean, Cam Heyward, they don't have nobody on their roster that can block him. And by the way, shout out to Cam Heyward, who did pop on the podcast with us today, man, right after getting named to his 3rd Pro Bowl, man. So big shout out to Cam.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, definitely gonna love that interview.
That was a lot of fun. Yes.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Cam for that, man. But yeah, man, when you just look at our defense versus their offense, we present a lot of challenges to them. And even last week, the Bills offense had given up a good amount of sacks, but they still had the potential to play better, which you did see them do in that game, especially in the second half. Whereas the Jets, they just don't have the personnel to match up with this Steelers pass rush.
No, and that's why I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Just a little more cautious, maybe, I guess.
A little more cautious.
On the road, 1 o'clock. Like,
oh, cut it out, man. Cut it out. You can't be bashing a 10-win team in prime time, talking about they're going to just beat the heck out of them by 10 points, and now you're feeling cautious about a Sunday 1 o'clock game versus a trash team. According to your words, trash team.
I can, though. I can, because it's week by week. It's week by week.
That makes no sense.
It is.
No,
yeah.
It makes no sense.
It is.
Makes no sense, man.
It is. I'm giving my takes. I'm giving my predictions.
All right.
I was wrong on that one. I'll probably be right on this one.
Ooh, okay. All right. 15-1, baby.
You know, I come back. I mean,
all right.
Duck's coming back. I'm going to be coming back.
I like
here
it.
Too.
I like it.
But the thing about the defense, I saw this stat. I thought this was pretty interesting. With the Jets, is they let up like I think mid-tier or actually a decent amount of points per game. Even though every other stat, they're actually like pretty decent. They're like ranked 10th or 11th. But that's because of how bad their offense is. They set the defense in bad field position versus the opponents. So, that being said, if we could just do that, somehow get these turnovers or have Darnold be messing up, and he's been doing that, then the job is easy for Duck in the offense. Yeah. It is just simply running. Let's get some field goals and don't turn the ball over.
I like that. So I guess I have 2 questions for you then. Okay. First one, is this the game that the Steelers will score 2 offensive touchdowns in? They haven't done it since San Francisco.
Matter.
It does matter. No, it does matter. I'm just asking. If they score twice versus the Bills, they win. Or at least tie.
I don't know, dude. I just want the dub.
I'm just saying, is this the game that happens?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Okay.
Why not?
All right.
Because I just gave you a good point as
you
to
did.
why it
That's
could
what
happen.
I'm just trying to say. Okay.
Why it could happen.
And now, another question for you. The Steelers have turned the ball over in 21 consecutive games.
Are these the hot topics?
Is it? I'm just asking.
Are these the hot topics?
These are
on
questions that have been asked a lot. So, 21 straight games with turnovers by the Steelers offense. Is this the game that streak ends, or will we be looking at 22 next week?
Yeah. Check.
All right. So 21 is it. We're done. No more turnovers offensively.
No. This is the one.
Okay.
Yes.
And we're gonna get 2 touchdowns by the offense this week.
Yes.
All right. I like it, man. I'm rolling with you then. Okay. That's right.
So you agree? What's your? If you're gonna ask me those yes or no questions.
No. For me,
I'm coming back to you.
I do think offensively. This thing, I definitely think we'll get at least 1 touchdown, but I think we score again, but through defense, though. Just because I know the pressure.
Deontay Johnson, punt return, or
like something like that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't see 2 offensive touchdowns.
You just don't think it's going to be needed?
Correct.
Okay.
And I don't think from a style of play, I don't think we're going to, like, Arizona, that game, you saw them opening up a little bit more with Duck. They started to let him throw it a lot more. Then we obviously saw we threw the ball 38 times versus the Bills. I think because of how the 38 times went, typically the next week is usually like the knee-jerk reaction, so they pull the reins back a lot. So I don't anticipate them taking a ton of those passes. I think they play, once they get an early lead, I think they go with hey, we're going to run the ball, punt, play defense. And I think that's going to be the approach in this game, especially once they get that lead early. Now, in terms of the turnovers,
I was gonna say, what's the
in
other
terms
one
of the turnovers, man? Listen, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
What do they say?
Fool me 21 times, goddamn, I can't get fooled again, right?
What do they say about definition of insanity?
Yeah, man.
Expecting the same,
doing the same thing, expecting different results. So look, man, they're at 21. I'm not about to change my idea of them turning the ball over again until I see them protect the ball. So I do think they'll have another turnover offensively, bro. I hate it, but I think until they prove me otherwise.
That's fair.
It's been 21 straight games, bro.
That's fair.
Not 21 in the past 3 years. 21 straight games. Like and they're creative.
I know. That's the thing. There's the Cardinals game. We were good.
Yeah,
we were good.
Yeah,
and
literally,
ball pops out of Benny
I was
Snell.
looking at the amount of people that have been responsible for turnovers. I was like, Ben. I think it was AB was up there. Juju, James Conner, Mason, Duck, Deontay, James Washington, Benny Snell. And
did you say Mason?
I did say Mason,
okay.
yeah. And literally, that was just 10 people right there. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy that. And I was just saying to myself, like, who's next? I was like, just how look, it'd be like Nick Vanette. He'll catch a beautiful pass and be running, and then somebody just punch it out. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. So until I see otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with, bro.
All right.
Score prediction?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we broke this down pretty good
bro.
here.
What you got from a score standpoint?
Man.
You said they're trash, bro. You said they're trash, so it should at least be 14 or more because they're trash, according to you. At least 14 points or more.
17-10.
That's not a trash team. You don't beat a trash team 17-10.
We get the win. It's on the road.
No. You said they're trash.
It's on the road, man. It's just a little different. It's just a little different, man.
17-10 and they're trash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what does that say about us?
I'm not saying
I'm just saying.
man.
What are we? Are we trash? You making me nervous.
No, man. I'm not. We are. I told you, any given Sunday is the motto here on out.
Okay.
We are a gritty squad.
Yeah.
That's gonna be rolling with our defense.
Okay. Fair enough, man. I like it, bro.
And hopefully Duck improves every game, and this offense won't turn the ball over. That's how we're rolling.
Fair enough.
So
for me, I think I'm going 13-10 us. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think we're going to have to kick some field goals. I think ultimately it relies on our defense. But I do think
so hold on, though. You said offense
13-10.
gets a touchdown and defense gets a touchdown.
I said I could see that. No. I said I could see that happening.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I could see that style of thing happening.
If we were to score two touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying. If we were to, it would be in that type of combination.
Man, you like hedging, man.
What you mean? How am I like hedging? I'm just saying, like, I know how the flow typically goes. I'm not like you where you're 1 week versus a 9-win team. You're saying they're going to win by 10. Now versus a 5-win team, you're putting them at a 7-point margin. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's the part where I'm just like, there's no consistency there. You're like all over the place, bro.
No way, man.
That's all over the place.
I explained the reasonings.
No, you didn't. But you didn't, though. You said they were a trash team. And then you proceeded to say 17-10.
That, dude. In terms of they're trash from the standpoint that they think they're on this high pedestal. Knock yourself down a little bit, because I'm telling you.
But you
Patriots are taking you out of the Chiefs.
But let's be real. You are one of the main people that are like that when it comes to Pittsburgh.
What?
On the high pedestal. Yeah.
We deserve it. I mean, the Steelers
this year?
football.
But this year. We deserve it this year.
We got the best defense in the league.
In offense?
I told you last week. You didn't warn us about all these changes.
Here you go, man.
We've never witnessed this.
Here you go.
And I'm just giving my best effort out here. That's all.
Whatever, bro.
I'm giving my best effort with what I know.
I like it, bro. Yeah, I think it'd be 13-10, though, man. I definitely think that we get a touchdown on offense. But other than that, man, I don't see them being very aggressive offensively, especially after they get that touchdown. I don't think they ever trail in this game.
So more people are going to be calling for Finkner's job here?
I mean, they could do that, but the same people that's calling for Tomlin's job at week 5. It's a reason why Kevin Colbert and Mr. Rooney marched to their own drum. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. there has been good stuff that has happened with Duck. You know what I mean? So I don't know how it's just randomly one game. Yeah. Maybe it's the Mason hangover. People are still pissed about that. Absolutely. How the offense was being called with him. I think that does
play into it. Yeah.
Because when Duck came in, you weren't hearing anything about the Finkner offense except maybe the first half of that Browns game. But then you explained it. It was maybe all set up that way the whole time. So you should have given him some props. All right, so I got, what was my score? 17-10?
Yeah, you said 17-10, I said 13-10.
So they only scored 10 points, so either way. All right, I like that.
All right. Now it's time for the hot topics, right?
Is that
are we hot topic? That's what we call this segment, the hot topic segment?
Well, I got a few.
I know you do. Go ahead and start with your favorite one, OBJ. Go ahead, man. I know you can't wait. Go ahead, drop it. Let's go. Drop it.
Well, there was a big buzzkill yesterday that I saw.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Talk about this said buzzkill, please.
Well, let's go do the backstory. I see a report on, I think it was Twitter, verified account.
Everywhere. No, it was everywhere, yeah.
It was a verified account that reported Odell Beckham said to Mike Tomlin or the Steelers, I don't know who it was.
Said to the Steelers players,
hey, come get me.
Yes.
So, man, that is what we've been missing.
Right.
An Odell Beckham, AB type of player. So, wow, he wants to play for us. We got an off season coming up. Big Ben's coming back.
Okay.
It's like it'll be Christmas in March for me. Let's bring Odell Beckham to the Steelers.
Okay.
And then I hear more reports that supposedly he said this to like 3 or 4 other teams. And now I'm like, oh, man, dude, now it's going to be a bidding war.
Yeah.
We still have a chance, though, if we could work around the cap.
So I guess my question is...
But then there was more of a buzzkill. It kept going.
And why is that?
And then there was an interview where he said, I'm not leaving the Browns, which that's what you got to say. That's the PR thing to say. So I'm still not completely buying it. But then I saw something else where he said, hell no, like I'm not going to Pittsburgh. There's no way. There's no shot. So maybe this whole conversation's null at this point.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, what would you potentially give up in terms of a trade for Odell because he's not a free agent?
Restructure Ben's contract somehow?
No, I said, what would you give up to get him, though? You have to trade for him. I know, so what assets are you giving up?
The whole draft upcoming. So we got a whole draft upcoming, then it'd be the next first round pick. I'd be fine with that.
He said that, not me. I'm just throwing that out there.
Whatever it's got to take to bring Odell, man.
We're gonna see what the IG people feel when we post this video and just ask them like, "Yo, would you be willing to give up your whole draft plus next year's first round pick like Deke would?"
Dude, they don't even. No, we're not doing this
because that's what you said. I'm just saying. We're gonna just ask.
I'm not the GM.
We're just gonna ask.
Basically, what I'm saying. We're just gonna ask, dude. Bro. I'm not all about the details. You ask me what I'm willing to give up.
Right. And I'm just saying,
I'm willing to give up a lot for him.
I was gonna ask other people, "Hey, do you agree with Deke? Yes or no?"
I'm just saying that right now. If we got to get into
that's what you said. You like for me. If you ask me what would I give up for OBJ,
the feeling behind it is get him here.
What I would say initially is like, would I love to have OBJ because of his talent? Yes. Would I want him here after what we'd have to give up? Probably not, because I know that.
Fine. What's a realistic? Would that even take it right there? Full draft plus a first rounder.
I mean, if you're the Browns,
we'd probably have to give up a player.
I would say if you're the Browns, sure, you take all the draft picks, cool. But from a cap standpoint, how are you going to handle
That's what I mean. We probably have to give it another player.
You got a ton of money issues that's going to be coming up. So that's the big question. So for me, a lot of people say, what do you value more? Would you rather have Bud Dupree or would you have OBJ next year? And then also think about this. You bring in OBJ. Now, how does Juju respond to that? Because that's a contract year for Juju.
See, this is getting hard now because we're starting to have these guys on the podcast.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to get rid of Bud now. He was on the podcast.
Right. But I'm just saying. But I'm just saying. Like, say they don't franchise tag Bud and Bud leaves through free agency, right? You bring OBJ in. Juju is in a contract year. How do you think he's going to respond to that? Now, that's a whole other dynamic, right? That's a whole other issue that you just opened up right there.
It definitely
How does James Washington respond to that? Because his role has been expanded largely this year. Deontay Johnson, largely. And they're trying to get their money. They're trying to prove it. We know OBJ wants the ball. We know he's going to go crazy if he doesn't get the ball.
You're right.
I'm saying there's a lot of factors that go into this thing.
And we talked about this on the phone.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw maybe whenever we did that call. I think I did see that interview where he said, I'm not coming to the Steelers, so I was a little more off of it. My initial thoughts were just, bring him here, bring him here. And then I told you, I said, with that receiving core, we got Juju coming into his third year. Or is it third year or fourth year?
It'll be fourth year.
It'll be fourth year. James Washington into his third year, Deontay into his second. With Ben coming back, I think that could be fine.
Yeah, I just don't see how that.
Potentially bringing over a wily veteran or something like that.
See, I don't think you. I don't know, man. I think you got to be careful with who you bring in because if
no
you
one
bring
crazy.
in
Someone that would be a nice 3 or 4.
Yeah, but just know, like, how does that shift the balance of power in that room right now? Juju's supposed to be your alpha, your number 1, right? Obviously, James Washington's going to be eyeing that as long as he continues to progress and be productive.
You said it before, though. Just competition, at least.
Yeah, I understand that, but you also have to balance the egos as well. That's the thing that Coach Tomlin did great when he had AB here.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying, man. It's a lot of factors that go into this thing, man.
There are a lot of factors, and it looks like it's not happening anyway, but I'm glad we got to talk about it.
No doubt. We still going to ask the people, though.
What?
That should be a video. Yeah. Would you give up on the draft?
I don't want to do that because
why you said it?
I literally just put out a little.
You said it though, bro.
A little picture that has 2020 with the eye emoji,
and it had It had a ton of success from a content standpoint.
It had
so it's
a lot
only
of
right.
traction.
It's only
people
right
were
that
furious just about that. So then, if I say I'm willing to trade a whole draft, they're going to be furious.
They're listening to the podcast anyways.
Yeah, but they're just going to be furious because I know how I am. I just say things like that.
Don't back down from it, man. Just let it go.
Down. I'm good with doing that. If it brings OBJ.
What did it do it there? But it might get OBJ.
No,
he might see that and be like, you know what? I want to come here because Deke said it. Deke said he's willing to give up everything for me. You never know.
Oh, I should be doing that for AB too. Maybe there could be like some type of like video I could make for AB where it's like, hey, dude, remember the good time? Like
similar circles.
All the highlights.
Similar circles, man. 5 degrees of separation.
True. Actually, it's only 2 right now.
Absolutely. You good.
True.
All right. I know a guy.
Maybe I can make some impact on this team.
I'm just saying, I know a guy.
Yeah.
I know a couple guys. All right. So what's your next hot topic? Let's see. What's the next one?
Well,
hot topic, Deke.
There's 2. There's one that you might not be expecting.
Ooh, okay. All right. I like this. I'm excited.
And
surprise me, Deke. Surprise me.
Let's save that then. Because the obvious one is the Pro Bowl. And our boy Bud Dupree got snubbed, clearly. 2 linebackers ahead of him. Less stats across the board.
All right.
So
go ahead and say the 2.
Von Miller and the Ravens do Judon.
Okay.
And it's just pretty simple. Dupree should be in over them. He's not even alternative.
And why? Is it just because of the total sack number?
What do you mean?
Is it
why players picked him?
No. Are you saying that Bud should be in because he has more total sacks?
No. I mean, it's numbers across the board. It's tackles. It's the forced fumbles. I don't know if there was another 1 or 2, but I mean, it's across the board.
Okay.
What do you mean? Why are you asking me?
I was just asking, bro.
So what's your opinion on?
Well, I look at it like this. We know the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. Let's be real. Von Miller is the biggest name at outside linebacker. Him, Khalil Mack, period.
He can be an alternate this year.
All I'm saying is we know that. It's no different than Marquise Pouncey making it this year. Let's talk about it. Let's be real about it, right?
Dude, I don't know.
All I'm saying is
I don't.
We can be real about it. Like I love the fact that Pouncey made it because that's my dog. But if we're being real in terms of productivity, in terms of play, himself has said multiple times that he's not having the season that he wanted to have. So with that being the case, we can all watch and see is he?
You and him are the ones saying it, not me. So,
hey, man.
So for
me, all I'm saying is we can't make that argument about Bud and then act like it doesn't exist with Pouncey.
Well, I'm fine with that. I just have no clue about that.
Yeah.
You've brought it to my light. If that's the case, then hey, fair is fair.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying, man. But now when we talk about Bud and his whole situation, number one, when you talk Von Miller, like I said, he has the name. Saying, like I said, with Pouncey, saying what Ray Lewis, what he was making all those years.
Yeah, he might have made it like his last year or something.
Last 2 to 3 years that he probably didn't deserve, but because of the name. So you already know that chalks up to that. And he still had decent numbers, the amount of pressure he's going to have and things like that, the amount of attention he draws. Like, let's be real. Bud isn't the double team guy. TJ's the Batman. And we are, I mean, like, it's nothing new. Like, we know how those two are situated. Whereas Von is Batman. Von is the alpha. So that's kind of how that goes. Now with Matt Judon, he benefits largely because he's a part of a Ravens team that has the best team in the NFL. I mean, they got 12 guys in the Pro Bowl.
Is that the most of all time?
It's tied. It's tied. It's a tie for the record.
That's ridiculous.
So I felt like that is what that is. It's like, do I agree with it? No. But that's why he's in. And it's no different. I mean, they took their kicker. They took their long snapper, for crying out loud. Like, these are some of the things that you just kind of chalk up like, all right, I know.
Dude, even their tight end's having a good year. I saw something that the dude out in Oakland's having a way better year than him.
But
by like
he
200 or
doesn't play.
yards.
But let's be real. It's no different than when you look at the dudes in Buffalo. I mean, Tre'Davious White is the only one that made it from them. They got talented guys over there. We saw that firsthand. You don't think Tremaine Edmonds should be up there? You don't think Tremaine Edmonds should be a Pro Bowler?
True.
But he plays for the Bills. It's not the same type of eyes and the same type of attention up there as it is in Baltimore, where everybody in Baltimore is just amazing because of the type of season they're having.
They're not that amazing. They're having a good year.
Yeah.
They have a good team. But
I mean, they've won off, 12 in a row, 13 in a row?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Just think of some of the teams that we've had in the past 10, 20 years.
Trust me, I agree, man.
Like some of the Steelers teams, the Patriots teams, even like some of those Packers teams or Saints teams. Like to have, I just don't even. What was the other 12? Do you know?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Because it's rare. Like, what? 12? I thought I was reading it wrong. I'm like, y'all got him. I was like, who's the 12? Who's this pitcher's long snapper? Y'all got the long snapper. Yeah, it's crazy. But I do think guys will get in, man, as alternates. I know Joe Hayden's an alternate. Devin Bush is another alternate. So we'll see how this thing goes, as it plays out and stuff like that. But
yeah, I was hoping Nelson would get some love too. Yeah. But
it's the name recognition.
We talked about this a couple podcasts ago whenever we were just naming the defense and how many stars we have. It's just unfortunate because he doesn't get the publicity. Well,
and I will say this too. Outside of Pittsburgh, Bud Dupree's name isn't a big name. Like TJ Watt, you can say that any NFL circle and they're going to know TJ. You say Von Miller, they're going to know Von. Matt Judon, because he's playing for the Ravens right now and they're hot, you're going to know him. With Bud, unless you're in Pittsburgh, they're not knowing Bud like that. And I think that's another thing. Like, even when we watched the Bills game, all of a sudden that's all they talked about was TJ Watt. Like, he was the only player on defense. It was TJ Watt, TJ Watt, TJ Watt. TJ dropped in the coverage. Oh, TJ Watt, TJ Watt. So those are some of the things that benefit a player like that. Whereas Bud, they never mention him. Regardless of if he's making a play or not, they just don't talk about him like that. And those are the things, man.
The Watts are the new Mannings, I think.
They are. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're the football's first family. They're getting talked about a lot. So that
without
probably.
A doubt, man.
Well, no, he's just straight up balling out.
No, he is, though, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even.
Right. But when you got J.J. Watt, who's another epic name, an epic player, hyping up and shouting out his brother on top of it.
There's storylines to be had, definitely, because of that. But hopefully he gets Defensive Player of the Year. He's definitely in the running.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the last one?
All right, let's do it, man. Last hot topic, baby.
Can you guess it?
I can't. I don't want to guess
really?
it. Surprise me. I am just like completely in the loss right now.
Really?
Not even thinking about it. Nope. Let's do
No,
it.
you definitely know what I'm going to say.
Let's go.
The Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
So you knew it was coming.
Nope. Keep going, man. Let's hear it.
I don't know what exact topic we want to take from it, but it's just, it's there. Le'Veon Bell versus the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, you got to think he's regretting the decision.
You sure about that?
Yeah, dude.
Not a chance.
You don't think?
Why would he be regretting it?
Because he's missing out on money and just a cooler team.
Not on guaranteed money, he's not.
What?
He's not missing out on guaranteed money.
He missed out on the franchise tag last year.
But I'm saying for right now, the guaranteed money that he wanted, he got.
It was wasn't it less? No. Guaranteed.
No.
You're right.
He had
you're right.
more guaranteed money there. He was going to get more money overall here in Pittsburgh.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But actually, if you combine the franchise,
but now you got to add the tag. But let's be real: if you play under the tag and you get hurt, does that number still sit there?
True. No, I get you. But just in general, that situation can't be fun.
All I'm saying is, it's hard to regret when you get that much guaranteed money because let's be real. At the end of the day,
don't you want both?
But this is my thing. You at this level, yes, you want both, but the way you prioritize it is, I want my money first. Then after I get paid, now we're gonna go and try to find a championship. That's typically how it works because the team first guy, it always sounds good. Team first, take the hometown discount, and then they get rid of you.
I agree with the whole money thing, but that's what I'm saying is like I feel like he could have had both in a sense here. But you're right. I mean, it wasn't guaranteed the way he wanted it.
No, because they fully guaranteed the amount that he wanted, whereas the Steelers didn't. And it all sounds good when we can all sit here and say, well, hey, the Steelers more than likely we're going to pay him the money, right? And 9 times out of 10, they probably would. But what just so happens if the season didn't go this way. They get rid of Coach T. Kevin Colbert retires, and they bring in a new GM, new head coach. Yes. Now that non-guaranteed money that, hey, man, just trust us, that gentleman's handshake, now that's not guaranteed. Now they might say, we're going to go in a different direction. And now you're sitting here twiddling your thumbs. Whereas with the Jets, once he signed that contract, they could do whatever they want to do with him. That money coming the same. So it was hard to say you regret a decision when you know the money is going to be there regardless. And he could double back and come back to Pittsburgh. He's still going to have that cash.
I hope he does, man.
That's all I'm saying. He's still going to have that cash. Whereas if he was taking that deal in Pittsburgh, that's not the same dynamic. You don't get that same luxury.
It could be one of those AB-like conspiracy theories of the offseason.
Hey, man. But I will say this. He would be welcomed back a lot more warmer than AB would. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, certain. Yes, yeah. In general, yes.
Without a doubt.
I'll take them both.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know,
I'm saying. You're different. Clearly, when we hear you talk, people can all agree with that. But the general consensus, you know, my thumb on the pulse, still a nation organization. It would be drastically different. Yeah.
So I've always wished Bell well. I always have, but it's just unfortunate because you see definitely this year with his numbers, it's just not the same with him, man.
No, it's not yet.
And he's still the same guy. You can tell he's still got
no question.
That in him.
But when you're a part of an offense that isn't as talented, doesn't have the right personnel, then you deal with that. And he knew that going in. But at the same time, you deal with a lot more stuff when you know that check's guaranteed fully. You're not worried about that knee injury no more. You're not worried about, hey, I didn't get the numbers I needed to get because you know that check's coming. Whereas here in Pittsburgh, if he did not produce the way he needed to produce over these next 2-3 years, we already know how that conversation would have went.
Yeah.
So it's hard to regret that, man.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, I
feel you. I'm not going to put you in the spot either of what decision would have you made.
I already told you what I would have made. I'm going to get my money first, and then after that, I'm
you
going
would have sat out.
What? I'm going to, whatever method you take to get your money, that's what you do. Like, if you want to sit out, you sit out. Some guys don't, some guys do. All I'm saying is whatever method you go, but also you have to remember this. Money is relative. So for you, 15 million might be like 100 million. But some people, 100 million might be like only 15 million. Like, just how they view it, how they spend it,
how
they value it. Right. And I can't answer that for him personally.
And that's a lesson in life right there. Don't judge others.
Yeah, because you just don't know how people
and that's fine.
View that or how they're using it.
Live and let live, right? Let people live their life.
A lot
of
people don't understand that, or they don't like that. They want it to be their way or the highway. I'm open, man. I'm just like, bro, if 50 million isn't enough for you, okay, cool. If $300 is enough for you, okay, cool. Like, it just depends on how you view it, how you operate.
I'm just trying to make it a win-win scenario for everyone.
All right, man.
Pittsburgh, the fans, the team, Bell. That's all
I'm
I
sorry.
want.
I'm pro player than pro team.
Huh? No, I'm with. Actually, I think
I'm heavy pro player, bro.
Well, how do you think I think I lean more pro player?
No, you're more team, bro.
Nah, dude. I understand the player.
You have like two guys that you would bend over for, but other than that, you're a team, bro.
No, dude.
It's normal. That's because like typically that's how fans are.
No, I don't think I am though.
It's
like
cool,
I was cool with Bell doing what he got to do.
Like I said,
to get his
it's
money.
only a couple people.
No, dude.
It's a small list. It's a couple people. It's cool, bro.
What do you mean?
It's cool. I ain't tripping if you ain't tripping.
I'm not either. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I am. I understand both sides. I'm
glad to hear that, bro.
You don't think though?
Hey, no comment.
Man,
no comment, bro. You're good, bro. No comment.
Wow, man. Okay, that's fine.
So it's all good, bro.
I'm telling you what I think, but
I'm gonna take you for your word there. It's chill, man. Any other hot topics today?
Nah, I think we're good. I think I'm out, man.
I like it. These were spicy. These were good, man.
These really were good.
Yeah.
These were good. We got the game covered. This might be the best game breakdown we've had.
No question. Game cover, hot topics. Got this dope Cam Heyward interview coming up. And major shout out to the people once again at Royal Conda, man, letting us come through, record out here, man. Got the dope whip behind us.
It's a dope vibe. I think I warmed up as the podcast went along.
You did, man, because you were shy, nervous, acting too cool. I didn't know what was up with you, man. I thought your tummy hurt. Hey, it was crazy, but now
we got a little audience out here.
Yeah, man. You got to show love every once in a while, man. So we always appreciate the people that not only tune in, but did pull up. Shout out to Rourke again. Like I said, Royal Conda, man. Awesome place if you're looking for a Honda vehicle. Pull up. Yeah,
absolutely, man. You want me to close it out?
Yeah,
then?
go ahead, do it, bro.
So we appreciate everyone for tuning in, and until next time,
peace. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very, very, very special guest. 9-year NFL veteran, multi-time Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 3-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro, defensive captain of your Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cam Heyward. What up, Cam?
Wow, you went for it right there, didn't you?
I'm just saying, bro, like, you are big time. Everyone knows this, man.
Man, I can't wait to do your eulogy. I'm gonna have everything.
Look, man, I'm just, like I said, I'm just very honored to hear your voice on this podcast right now, man. This is a rare occasion, man. You big time, baby.
Man, all you gotta do is ask. I'll be there no matter what.
I like it, bro. So, speaking of asking questions, and we're gonna hop right into it now.
Okay.
You were recently named to your 3rd Pro Bowl, man. So, first off, major congratulations on that. Definitely deserved it, man. So, just talk about what does that honor mean to you, man?
Man, it's I remember early on in my career. You remember I used to be bummed. So you think every year you work so hard for it and you put in all this time, and when you come up short and you feel like you don't get recognized, these days even mean more now. More to my family because they know I sacrifice a lot. I put a lot into this game to be recognized as a guy that, very high at his position. I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And firsthand, definitely have seen the grind that you put in over the years. And I remember even when it was a simple classification thing of being considered a DN versus a D tackle, like all of that stuff factored into it, man. So it's definitely good to see you getting the honors and respect that you deserve amongst the league, man.
I appreciate it, my dude.
No doubt. And being that you are one of the, I feel like, best teammates ever, bro, like from the heart.
Yeah.
Just talk about what's that like too, man, seeing some of your teammates getting that honor as well, man. Young guys like TJ, obviously Minka in the back, man, getting the Pro Bowl nod.
Man, I couldn't be more happy for those dudes. There are even more deserving guys. Bud, I thought had an unbelievable year. Joe, I think we had a lot of guys that were very deserving of this, this Pro Bowl nod. But, for, Minka and TJ, TJ should be up for Defensive Player of the Year.
Absolutely.
That dude's been killing it. And, to have a guy like Minka, who can write a better story than, being in a crappy situation in Miami and then, turning the Steelers organization around when things weren't going right early on. Man, when they write that Disney movie about him, it's going to be nuts.
No question.
I just hope I got a part in it.
Hey, Cam, Deke here. Who was your biggest mentor coming into the league that first year or two maybe on the team, whether it's a player or coach? And what did they teach you? Was there some type of lesson that you take away from them still?
I've had a lot of great mentors, whether it was Brett Kiesel, when I first got in, and Troy. Troy kind of, I was known when I first got here to be a little bit rough on the edges, but Troy kind of told me, even though we play a violent sport, you can still have a lot of fun with it. And I think Troy, he didn't have to say a lot, but you knew he enjoyed the game he loved. And that's just what I've tried to do throughout my career. Moats has taught me a lot, but we I can tell you when we in training camp, we would have a lot of laughs all throughout camp. And
gotta laugh through it, boy. You already know.
You gotta have fun with this game. If you don't have fun with this game, you're in the wrong league. This game will wear on you and beat you down if you don't, learn to have fun.
That's good to hear, man.
And that's both mentally and physically, man. Like you gotta laugh, boy. You gotta laugh. Now,
yes, sir.
Being, like you said, man, you being the captain of this team, man, being the captain for multiple seasons now. This year, it's been a ton of adversity for you guys. I mean, dating back to training camp, obviously with Coach Drake passing away, the different injuries that you guys have had to overcome, the ebb and flow of the season in terms of wins and losses. So just talk about, as the leader of this team, how you've been able to keep the guys focused on the task at hand.
I think when you get through these losing spats and you're trying to bounce back in a big way, the main thing you could do is set the example. I don't want them to see me fault and think that I don't think we have a chance in any game. When I come to work, I come full tilt. It's 100% of me all the time. I know we had fallen short early on in the season. We were trying to bounce back. But the best thing you do is be consistent. And I've learned that from Mike T. Mike T's been consistent throughout this whole year. And I think it's allowed us to bounce back in that approach, not getting too high on ourselves, not getting too low on ourselves, understand that every week we got a shot at this.
No, that's good, man. Now, how do you view, whether it's the game of football or even life in general, going back to maybe whenever you were coming in as a rookie, your younger days versus now? Because I know a lot has changed outside of football. You have a family now. Just how has that changed? I don't know if it's like as obvious as maybe we think. Can you explain how your mindset has changed through all this and how you view football and life?
Man, I think football and life have gone hand in hand for me. Whether it's, not playing early on and learning how to have patience, and then having kids and learning how to have more patience. And I think as you become a leader on this team, everybody goes at their own pace, but learning how to communicate better. Coming in as a young guy and just listening as a young guy. I think that can be a lost skill, especially in the NFL. Most times guys want to, are quick to do this, quick to do that, instead of asking the right questions or listening to the right answers. I always think that, being a Steeler, it's an open book test. They're going to give you all the answers. It's what you do with those answers that matters. So, I've been pretty blessed to, I applied that to, my life, whether it's my relationship with my wife and, my kids, sometimes I don't need to be spouting off of the mouth. My wife, most of the time, got the right answers. My kids don't need to tell me the right answers.
I like it, man. See, Cam always dropping gems, man. Hey, you listen to Cam, and he gonna point you in the right direction, baby.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. It's not 100%. Let's not do that.
I like it, bro. Now, everybody in Pittsburgh knowing, and also league-wide, man, your reputation speaks for itself in terms of your community work, man. You're what we call a big dog in the community. So just talk about your Heyward House Foundation and where the inspiration come for you to give back, and ultimately talk about some of the events that you do as well.
Yeah, it started about 6 years ago where, wow, I can't believe I'm saying 6 years. It's been a while. But it started, me and my family wanted to start a foundation. We set on the Heyward House. We work with underprivileged children and also people who deal with, cancer and brain tumors just because of my dad. We've been able to affect a lot of people and help a lot of people, whether it's, we do a birthday club with Arthur has attended, where
Dave and Buster's, baby.
Yes. And you can tell those kids are excited,
bro.
And we get some kids from either, a company called Kids Voice that, helps kids and sponsors kids that need proper representation through the legal system, whose parents are involved in certain different things, or Boys and Girls Club. We've gotten a lot of kids from that, they just want to have a good time and, interact with different Steelers. And we celebrate their birthdays, which is huge. And those kids just go wild, man. I've seen Moats get beat in a good game of air hockey too. But, we just do a lot, man. And, I'll tell you two things we've worked on exclusively this year. We've worked with this company called Blessings in a Backpack, that provides meals for after school for kids. And we were able to do it throughout an entire school this past year, which was awesome. So no kid had to feel like they were embarrassed that they were taking food home. Yeah. Everybody got got meals this year.
That's tight, bro.
And and then the last thing I would say is Craig's Closet. And that's dear to my heart because it deals with my dad. Throughout his entire time, high school to college, he had one suit.
Wow.
And it was always his dream to give back in that regard, where young men could have a nice suit, a button-up shirt, to go to prom or go to a job interview or a college interview, because you look good, you feel good. You feel good. If you play sports, you're gonna play good. So it all goes hand in hand.
Now, man, and going back to that your event that you have at Dave & Buster's. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've done that on your birthday before as well, correct?
I have.
Yeah.
It's always around my birthday.
Right. And that's the thing that I always thought was so dope. It's like most guys, when you make it to this level, like you want to do your birthday, you want to do it big, take a trip somewhere. It's all about you. But the fact that you do it the exact opposite, you're like, nah, don't worry about me. Let me help other people out. Let me, bring these kids up here. And for me, man, some of the kids that I've met at that event, I still keep in touch with through social media, man. So it's definitely dope. And I am undefeated in all the games I played too. Just throwing that out
there. No comment.
Now, Cam, do you have a favorite Mike Tomlin story?
Oh, favorite Mike Tomlin story, man. I tell you, this is my favorite, like Cam Heyward and Mike Tomlin approving story or disapproving story. We're playing Indy there, and I think it's like my rookie year, and I'm not really playing that much, but I get the chance to go in. I play a couple plays, and nowadays teams do this pace offense, and get rolling. So I'm running off the field. I just played a couple plays, and I trip and I fall on my face right in front of Mike T. And the look I got for him, man, you would have thought they would have cut me right after that.
Man,
it was wild. And as a rookie, you're just like, please don't let me do this again. Like, after that, I've learned to be very careful coming off that field.
Hey, Coach T, though, he'll give you a look now. He don't have to say nothing. His look speaks 1,000 words, man.
And I think he put it up on the big board the next day and embarrassing me in front of everybody.
The disrespect.
Yes, I felt terrible about it.
I like it. No. Before we let you go, man, we ask everybody that comes on this question, man. So just talk about your welcome to the NFL moment, bro.
I would say my rookie year, my first game, we're playing Baltimore, and we had just come off losing the Super Bowl to Green Bay. And so I don't know what to expect. And I'm watching the game. This game we got blown out, man. Versus Baltimore, and that's a big rivalry. So I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a hard-hitting game. And I see, Haloti Nada, he clotheslines Rashard Mendenhall, and I'm like, dang, am I in the right sport? I don't know if I'm physical enough. Man, there were a lot of plays that were very physical, and that's when you can really still hit. So, I'm glad that I got past that moment, because after that, I was ready to go.
I like it.
But my first game, I was like, dang, these dudes can hit.
Yeah. And like you said, though, back then, man, in 11, you definitely could still hit it. The rules were not like how they were now, man.
Yes, you could use the crown of your helmet, and, they were looking for blood back then.
Oh, yeah. And look, you'll make ESPN, man. They would have highlighted those plays, man.
Yes. Hands down.
Hey, man, always good talking with you, man. We definitely appreciate you. Congratulations again on that Pro Bowl nod, man. It's a big thing.
Appreciate it, my dude.
And, man, just stay healthy and keep balling out, man, and being great, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Yes,
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Love being on.
No problem.
No doubt, bro.